All right, welcome back everyone. It's been a while since we made a video, but we've got a brand new mode that is killing it. So we're gonna go through survival mode and give you guys a few quick tips so you can earn some nice SPS in survival mode. Because right now, if I scroll down here, I'm getting 60 plus SPS per win in survival mode. You can see I lost a bunch of battles. Why have I lost a bunch of battles? Because I ran out of cards. In survival mode, it's very different because instead of having an energy system, whenever your card dies in battle, even if you win, see some of my wins here. I've lost some cards. They become unplayable for a certain amount of time. So this is a much more hardcore mode, and it's so fun to play. We played on stream last night, and it's just so much more intense knowing that even when you can get upset even when you win battles if you lose certain key cards, and there's just so much more on the line, but the rewards are so great. So let's go through some tips for survival mode. So first big thing, if we come over here to their posts, these right here are the cooldowns on cards. When you lose a card, if a monster dies in battle, or if you, for your summoner, it's if you lose the overall battle, it gets put on cooldown. This is the cooldown is greater if you have not leveled up your cards. This max cooldown over here, this is if you have a max level card. So common cards on cooldown for 5 days, rare is 4 days, epic's 3 days, legendary's 2 days. Rarity matters now. Rarity is not just an indication of how many of the cards you need or how hard it can be to pull from a pack. This is actually meaningful because legendary cards are going to be more valuable. You can use them again quicker. So a legendary card you can basically play twice as often. If you're consistently playing survival mode, you can play a legendary card twice as often as you can a rare. This makes legendary cards more valuable. Higher rarity cards now have an extra value associated with them. So keep that in mind when you're buying or renting or however you're acquiring cards. And then gold foil matters as well. Gold foil cards have half the cooldown time. So a gold foil legendary you can play again in 1 day. Even a gold foil common, that cuts your cooldown time by 2.5 days. You can use it a lot more. You can earn a lot more. Again, theoretically, you can earn twice as much. I shouldn't even say earn twice as much. You can play them twice as much. Gold foil still has the earnings advantage as well. You get an earning bonus, 10% bonus for each gold foil card you have. So you can use them more often. You earn more when you use them. Gold foil gets a massive boost with this. When you're acquiring cards, look at gold foils. The market is starting to adjust with that, but it's still not really there yet. In my mind, gold foil cards are worth about twice as much as regular foil cards. And especially for the commons and rares, the market is not reflecting that. So when I'm acquiring a lot of these new cards, especially commons and rares that have these long cooldowns, I don't want to wait 5 days to be able to play my card again. I am picking them up in gold foil a lot of times. So really look at those gold foil cards. That's a huge tip, whether you're renting, or purchasing. And then keep these cooldowns in mind whenever you're playing, because you can, okay, if we go over to cards, you don't have to use your main sets on survival mode. In fact, you can come in here, you can do this on peak monsters as well, so you can do it in bulk. You can set a card to disable it for survival mode. So this is one that I'm renting. I should really go to win cards here, and like my area anthems. Well, can't set that one because it's not playable. Should have looked at this a little more. But you can disable cards. Here we go. Disable card from being used in survival mode so that I don't accidentally play it. But if you're looking to play both ranked and survival mode, you can definitely do that. That's what I've been doing, and it's hurt my ranked a little bit, but you can stagger your play to really maximize this. So in modern, we use energy, right? I didn't use this staggering tip that I'm about to tell you because I wanted to stream last night. So I sacrificed my 50 energy for you guys so I could stream survival mode. But what I would typically do before you play survival mode, use all of your use all of your ranked energy, maybe even open up some chests, use some of that other energy. When you've got all of your cards, take your energy down to 0, then flip over to survival mode and play, because it's going to take you 50 hours to regenerate that energy. Well, let's come back over here to our cooldowns. If you use a legendary card in survival mode while you have 0 ranked energy, that card will be off cooldown, so you can use it in ranked gameplay before your energy is maxed out. So some people are using the strategy of, okay, the commons and rares take a while, right? So let's not use our common and rares in survival mode, at least our regular foil, but let's use all of our gold foil cards. Even a common gold foil card maxed out 2.5 day cooldown. Let's use our legendaries, our epics, and our gold foils in survival mode. It's a 3-day cooldown time. So let's take our rank down to 0, use our legendaries, epics, and gold foils, and then wait. Once you get to near 50 energy, you'll have a lot of your gold foils back, you'll have your legendaries back, maybe play a few more ranked battles to buy some time until your epics are available. That's only another day. Then you've got all your cards back, then drain all of your energy again, open up some of your rewards in case you get energy from that, drain all your energy, and repeat that cycle. So that's how a lot of people are playing both survival and ranked without their rank suffering, or without it suffering too much, depending on exactly what card you have. Now, if you aren't using maxed out cards, the cooldowns are much longer. You can see like a 1 BCX common card is a 50, it's got the entire season cooldown. So it doesn't necessarily work at lower levels, but if you have maxed out cards or renting maxed out cards, it can work pretty well. Trying to give more incentives to using maxed out cards, so it does make a difference. And then keep in mind, everything resets at the end of the season. So when you get down to the last 2 days in the season, again, take your energy down to 0, and then just go nuts in survival mode on the last 2 days, or the last day, whenever you can get your energy down to 0. And then next season, you'll have some full energy start with. You'll have all of your cards back, and your ranked doesn't have to suffer in order for you to at least play some survival mode. The earnings are so good, and it's so much fun to play, so at least go try it. So, okay, we talked about rarities, gold foil. Let's talk about some of when I'm acquiring some cards. What else are we looking for? What cards do we want to focus on survival mode? And one of the big things is tanks. Tanks have shot up in price so much because which cards are going to die first? Your tanks, your taunting cards are going to die first. They're being attacked first. Even if you're winning battles, you're going to lose those cards faster. So having more tanks available is definitely a big incentive. And then when I come over to the market, I'm looking at acquiring, you're essentially acquiring versatile cards that you can use a lot of, that you'll know you'll go through a lot. Go to some of these cheap chaos cards here, like this one right here. Zenith Archer, $2.65. This is a neutral card that you can use. That very low mana, neutral card. It's just kind of a very flexible staple that you can throw in any battle. It's always good to have this card around. So if you're renting, if you're buying, this is a cheap card. Good card that might be worth picking up a lot of. And there are a lot of cards that are like, okay, this card is great. I love it with this summoner. I love it in this situation. I always like to I pair it with this summoner. It works very well. But you're going to lose that summoner. Hopefully you get a bunch of wins with it, but eventually you're going to lose that summoner. And having versatile cards that fit with any summoner, like neutral cards, or fit with a wide range of summoners is very, very valuable, especially some of these cheap ones. Coming down to like in Death, Crypt Beetle, again, very cheap maxed out card. That's a card I use all the time in Death. Having multiple copies of those are very good. We've got like, okay, if you've got enough dragon summoners, now you don't have enough dragon summoners, but Naga Assassin, very, very solid card. Minari Crystal Smith, a tank, your tank heals. Those are always going to be valuable. Try to pick up multiple copies or gold foil copies of these that are very cheap, and that can really help you in survival mode. They can pay for themselves in survival mode. Teleport Bandit. These chaos cards have skyrocketed in price, but they're still very, very cheap. And I really think like yeah, you might go out and say, yeah, the $60 card is awesome. But maybe picking up a handful of cards and going with a quantity approach can actually be more valuable in survival mode. So, all right, one other thing I want to talk about before we get into some cheesing strategies some exploit strategy or an exploit strategy that I'm not sure is going to be around too long, but we're still going to talk about this on the video. We talked about it on stream quite a bit the other day. But bot versus human. Should you bot this mode? A lot of people use Xbot. That's what I had playing here at the end. And there are some significant disadvantages right now to botting survival that the bots haven't yet adjusted to. Now, maybe they will eventually, but the bots are playing the battles the same way they would in ranked. Their goal is just to try to win with the best cards possible. It sometimes does some silly things, and it doesn't always know when to stop. Look at my last, so I let the bot run, and I just kind of wanted to drain my cards here. So I set it on aggressive setting. I didn't stop until I lost 6 in a row. You can set it so you lose it 3 in a row on Xbot. I don't know what some of the other bot settings are, but I really should. If I was playing this manual, I would have stopped a long time ago. My last 20 battles, I only won 3. It kept playing. There's a few battles up here where it legit used a level 1. It used a level 1 summoner. Because I just did level 5 summoner. I just didn't have the cards. So I really should have stopped about 20 battles ago here. I threw away some cards I probably shouldn't have. I lost a Grenadier here. Maybe wasn't necessarily the best team. And it will also submit teams. Last session, I didn't see it on this session though, because I lost my tofu manually playing on stream. That was a devastating moment when I lost my tofu. But one session I saw the bot played tofu in a rule set where everybody had the reflection shield. The thorns didn't work. Now, tofu's still a good card. It still has the plus health, the triage. It's still a very solid card and wasn't necessarily a bad choice if we're looking at it in a kind of isolated, like if we're looking at it ranked play, submitting that single battle, wouldn't have ever questioned it. Tofu can still be a good card. Risking tofu in a battle where everybody has reflection shield and you're not getting the most out of that card, that's not a decision I would have made playing manually. And basically the bot just doesn't necessarily consider the risk of losing those cards. Sometimes it can be better to use more niche cards for a situation that, okay, especially when you find a situation, some cards you have are like, okay, if I get this rule set, this is an awesome card, but otherwise I never use it. Finding those situations in survival, the bots just don't know how to do that yet. Now I have a feeling eventually they will, but right now I really feel like humans can have some advantages in battle there that we just don't see over in. So, okay, one thing I want to get into. Let's get into the good stuff here. Now, I want to put this disclaimer. If you're watching this video further in the future, I think this is going to change because this is an exploit. This is a loophole that I ranted about on stream should not exist. But I want to show you guys here. Like right now at 2,000 rating, I'm getting about 60. So I was getting 61 SPS. Let's go to the leaderboard here and let's go here for the goal. Let's go to literally the #1 player. Let's go look at their battles. How much SPS are they winning? This was 19 minutes ago. 69 SPS. And honestly, that's just, if we go back over here 10 hours ago, this was more similar to when I was playing. 63 SPS. It's basically the same. They are nearly double my rating, but they are not earning any more SPS than I do in a battle. Why is that? Because we don't have enough people playing survival mode. Okay? And whenever you win, you pull a percentage of the pool. Okay, the rewards pool, there is a you can only pull a certain percentage of the rewards pool. It caps you out. It's like 0.02% or something. I'm sorry, I forget the exact number. Don't quote that. But the point is, there's a max amount that you can pull, and that max is not adjusted for rating. It's not adjusted for gold foil. It's a pure max. Right now, we are hitting that max. We calculated on stream. Okay, this is about 12 hours ago. The number might be a little different by the time you're watching this video. But once you hit about 1500 rating, you are hitting that max. So like if we find somebody over here, here's somebody 1500 rating. Like let's go look at their battles real quick. Should have prepped this to see before. But yeah, look, 69 SPS at 1500 rating. There is, other than the leaderboard reward, which is purely glint, okay, and certainly is valuable, but it's not the same as SPS, right? In terms of pure battle rewards, there is no incentive right now to climb beyond wherever that max level is. So one of the things that people are doing is they will cherry pick who they play against. Whenever you play your battle, you can see who your opponent is. And because there's not a bunch of people playing, like let's look at this guy's rating, or these guys' battles. Playing against this first battle here, he's playing against somebody 800 rating higher than he is. I bet we've got some, and then it ranges over here. He's playing somebody nearly 1000 rating below. You can go 1000 below or 1000 above. So what people will do, because they don't care about climbing and rating, and there's no energy system, remember, they will play these battles here. They're trying to draw these opponents right here, the lower ranked opponents. They will submit their best teams against them, have a high chance of winning, and have a high chance of winning while keeping all of their cards. Playing sustain teams or cards that you're not likely to lose a bunch of cards. And then when they get these opponents up here that are rated much higher, they will punt them. You can punt these battles by throwing out basically one BCX. So a 1 BCX summoner and a 1 BCX, just a single 1 BCX card. Whenever you're selecting your teams, you can use a filter, choose level 1 cards only, throw out a 1 BCX card that you don't care about losing, because you're not wasting any energy. You're just throwing away that 1 BCX card. Well, if you run out, you can go rent a bunch more for 1 B. And hunt those. That keeps your rating down, so you don't climb up and face these higher opponents, and you can pick on lower level opponents. That is a strategy that people are starting to exploit. It's fair game right now. It is fair game. I really hope they close off that loophole. I think if you just, honestly, all you have to do, you could really cripple that strategy just by getting rid of the names. You can't see your opponent. People could still tank their rating to stay down low, so they're still more likely to get easier opponents. You can still use that strategy, but if you want to use it right now, it is available. Why do I promote these things, even though I hate that they exist? Because if more people do it, brings more attention to it, it's more likely to get fixed. So everybody go use this so they go fix it, because I'm tired of it. But hey, if you want to cash out some SPS in the meantime before it's fixed, that is a good strategy. All the other strategies in this video are legit. I expect them to have staying power. Who knows how the mode's going to change, but I think everything else is good info. This here hopefully disappears quickly, but hey, take advantage of it while you can. That's crypto, right? So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. We're gonna have some more streams. These are exciting. Playing these battles are exciting. So make sure you come check out the channel. And make sure you go vote for my validator node. We're taking a lot of those validator rewards. We're going to be giving them away via live stream giveaways, giving them away via tournament prizes. We're gonna do a lot of things there. So I'd really appreciate it if you can vote for my node. And we'll see you guys on stream.